Turn it on.
Live. We are live.
Yo,
I
yo,
can't even.
yo. We live.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. We live.
Hello, how we
Hey,
Hi,
doing?
everybody.
I think
Hey.
Reggie's is still acting up.
Yeah,
What's up,
Reggie is
Hey,
everybody?
he
playing
might
It's
think
not
he
music.
did
live on my
over.
end.
It's live over here.
It is.
Yeah, we live.
Yeah. Oh, Reggie's is acting up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We on the what is the name of this episode? AJ, what's the name of this episode?
This episode is called good question. I just know we were
Oh,
supposed to be
it's
talking
called
about
the
The
the FBA.
African boycott or something.
African boycott and the discussion around Black Americans versus Africans, I guess. Black Africans. I guess we gotta say Black Africans because Donald Trump will get mad at us if we don't say Black Africans.
I didn't know Donald Trump had a say in the conversation. The black Africans now. They
He
didn't know
don't
they
gotta
were
say
black before they became African. I
he
don't
don't gotta
understand.
say, but he'll cancel us now. He has that power.
What's up?
Reggie.
Okay.
Sorry
We
about
gotta
y'all.
do
I'm
it the Donald
having
Trump
technical
way. I don't
difficulties, y'all.
know.
It's NJ fault. All right,
Go
Reggie.
ahead.
Yeah,
All over
set it
the
off.
Well, I want
Set
to
it off,
thank
all
Reggie.
everybody
over.
for stopping by,
I'll
y'all.
take it. Give it here.
Okay,
I
I'm about
did
to.
that.
Reggie,
So,
Afro says she's backstage. You can bring her up.
I got it, Reggie. Go ahead, Reggie.
okay,
Oh, she didn't want to be on stage.
okay. So, okay. So I want to thank everybody for coming. This stream is because of something that I've been seeing on TikTok that's been really annoying the shit out of me lately. Right? I've been seeing this August 1st national boycott about African businesses, stores, braiding shops, and etc. So I decided to talk about it. It's a touchy subject. I have personal feelings about it. I'm not with the shit. So I decided to bring some friends and some people that are really from the continent of Africa to give their perspective and we can all talk about it. So now we're here. I brought Afro, she's from Nigeria, and I got Manny, she's from South Africa, and the rest of us are obviously from the States. How's everybody doing today?
Doing well,
Good,
man. Doing
good,
All
good.
well.
right.
Blessed.
All right.
So have y'all heard about this particular topic, or I'm like the only one that's been hearing about it? Because that's all I see on Facebook. I mean, excuse me, on TikTok lately.
Yeah, I haven't, to be honest. That's why I'm so enthused because I wanted to hear like why this became. I should say how this became a thing, why it became a thing, and what is it supposed to result in? Like, what's the result? Like, are we supposed to try to bankrupt African? Like, I don't. I need to get some context of what this is. NJ,
I'm
you
not
talk. NJ on mute.
100%
You
Mute
on
NJ.
mute.
aware of
Mute
the
NJ.
Unmute.
exact incident. Yeah,
Hold up,
NJ, you're
Reggie.
muted.
Yeah.
I only heard about this through Reggie. So
Go
I
ahead, NJ.
started my homework
Yeah,
today.
same here.
The internet has a whole lot to say about it, but they ain't saying much. Does that make sense the way I worded it?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes.
But I
Well,
saved everything
I mean, with
that
me,
I had. So we're gonna have a good time going through it.
with me, I hear a lot about like the dysphoria wars. That shit just pops up on my screen. I hear this shit all the time, and like with me speaking with people from different countries all the time, I hear it a lot. But this particular situation, I probably have only been aware of it for about a week. But I'm not going to pretend like I've never heard the myth because it is a fucking myth that can easily be debunked right now. Oh, Africans don't like us, blah, 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 and all that other shit. So I think it's more of a continuation of that type of behavior. And I think that maybe it might have been a dispute or two that's really just getting blown completely out of fucking proportion. And I don't I don't like the shit.
Can I comment or say something before? So I agree with you from
Absolutely.
what I've been paying attention to and learning about it. That it's been a growing conversation for years now, and for some reason, whatever the narrative is going on, whatever the bigger purpose that is starting to push this to the forefront, where they to a lot of Black Americans, not a lot, but a few Black Americans have felt like they've been getting called out or poured upon or poured on or added to or looked down upon by some people from Africa who have come over and just taken advantage of the taking advantage of what America has to offer. And a lot of times, Black people throughout the world, Black Americans throughout the world, uh, in some cases, and this doesn't speak for majority of how majority of people feel around the world, but just from watching different conversations on social media, they get looked at as lazy, um, too concerned about the wrong things, ignorant as to what's really going on in the world. Just a lot of negative connotations to Black Americans, uh, and so and you can go. I mean, you can go research and look it up on YouTube. Black Americans versus Africans, whatever case, and they'll have the debates, and it's all over the place. And so just watching that grow, and I feel like there are powers that be that are pushing this conversation more into the algorithm, trying to create more rage,
Hmm.
outrage,
Hmm.
or disgust amongst each other. Even if there's some validity, maybe to both sides or both feelings, doesn't mean that that is the whole total feeling of everybody, or everybody's really at war with each other or needs to be boycotting each other. But we know how that goes with hashtag boycott something that it just blows up. So I think the main thing is now is that we can't fall into the trap or allow them to continue to pit us against each other, even more than we already are, and stop from the one thing that they're afraid of, which is the unity, which is um, us being able to work together and look past it. Yes, right now the vision is the current people in charge's main thing to help to help them further what they're trying to do. Is divide and conquer. So they're trying to divide blacks, they're trying to divide black and brown, they're trying to divide Black Americans, Black Africans. They're trying to do everything at their disposal. And this is just another tool that they're trying to use. Everything going on. So that was just from what I gathered from everything that's so far what I've heard and how it's come to.
I agree.
It's. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Just
Go ahead.
listening to you.
Yes, you can
Some
speak.
of you say you hadn't heard at all about the boycott. I mean, I heard about it from Reggie. Reggie told me about it. So it's like it's a really small thing. I don't think it's like, not many people seem to know about it. And so if we're boycotting African businesses, then what's that going to do? How's that going to help? How are they going to, I'm not sure what the message is they're trying to pass across, but by boycotting the business, then what? What we doing? If you're not patronizing them, some other people would.
Right.
So I don't know what the goal is by boycotting. Reggie, can you tell us what's the goal for these people?
I really I don't see an end goal. I mean, because what is it going to do? Like, I spoke with someone earlier, and I was telling them, like, okay, unless you live in major metropolitan places in the United States, more than likely you're not even going to encounter African businesses, right? In a way, I'm boycotting them every day because they're hours away. So, to your point, Afro, what is it going to do? What is that going to do, right? And my thing is this, right? People are always complaining about customer service, how they're treated, uh, people talking to them in different languages. This is a melting pot. You will hear all kind of languages in the United States, all kinds, right? So this is not an uncommon story, right? We hear this all the time. So my thing is this: why are you gonna take this out on people that look just like you? You can take
Hmm.
this out on a lot of people, right? A lot. You could, I mean, you could put every ethnic group up on a chart on the wall and just go like this and throw something and just pick one, and you can figure out something that they did that you didn't like because there's
I,
all kinds of people here. So
I
again,
got I got a small
But
why are you doing
challenge.
that?
but
It's
I got a
senseless.
small challenge.
but can I ask, what is the population of Africans compared to, say, like the Puerto Ricans, the Chinese, the other races, those other people? I mean, are we just concerned only about African people? What about the others who come in and, you know,
That's
are we going to be boycotting them as well?
Well, Afro, to answer that, I like to remind people
that's
that
part of my point.
Go ahead, Jay.
everybody remembers
Go ahead.
how the riots in LA started according to it being about Rodney King. Everybody knows that. Even the propaganda across the ocean knows that. But everybody forgets about the young lady that was shot by a Korean shop owner over
Hmm.
an orange juice. That was also why the riots happened. Everybody
Wow.
forgets that. We were supposed to be getting the Koreans out of our neighborhoods. They weren't supposed to be our corner stores anymore. But what they did was they just switched them out for a new group, and now we have uh, those
Those
from India, those who come over here from India on whatever work visa. If their family comes over, what do? They use the system that gives them a business loan, but they want the business in our neighborhoods. We can't use grandmama's house to get um, liquid cash flow because grandma's house is in a red line district, so you're not going to get the value of grandma's house. And that is the only part I have an issue with. That's the only part.
um
Can I just chip in a bit here? From my perspective, I feel a little bit unqualified to speak on this because I'm not American. I don't live in America. But from an outsider looking in, I'm very confused by picking on African only, right? And to Jay's point, I think if we looked at the bigger picture here, is dividing Black people. I think that is the only thing I can see from the outs as an outsider, is if Black people are against
Hmm.
each other, then they can be kept there. They can never come together and fight because the world is not going to stop you and say, what kind of Black person are you? Are you Black American or are you Black African? The world sees you as a Black person, right? It doesn't matter from where in the world,
Hmm.
right? So if Black people, regardless of where they come from, are fighting each other, that is exactly where the world needs us to be at. You will never see another race, like Afro was saying, sitting up there, other Chinese saying we're boycotting Chinese restaurants, even though they're nasty, right? But we only see that within ourselves. Like, that is embarrassing to even look at and say, Black people, we need to sit back sometimes and
Hmm.
look inside and say, why is this only found among us? Who is really stirring this pot that we continue to fall into the same trap over and over again?
hmm.
You know,
Yeah, just
Amen.
going off on what Manny is saying, I also don't feel entirely qualified, but because Reggie's asked me to come on, now I think I can understand where they're coming from. The FBA, right? Reggie's FBA, right?
Correct.
Can you hear me?
Right? Okay. So, it's about protecting the resources that you have, so people from the outside don't just come in and, just take it all for themselves. I can understand that. And also, I think for the African people, appreciating where the Black Americans, where they have come from, where they are now, right? Appreciating the fight that they have put in, right? I mean, the onus is on the African coming into America to appreciate that, right? But just as Manny said, when you go out there, they see a Black person. It's not written on your head who is African or who is Black American. Maybe when we start to speak, then you can then determine who is who. But I mean, I was saying to Reggie, we're stronger together. We're stronger together. And uh, unfortunately, I hear things like some people say to me, they're like, "Oh, your people sold my people." I all I do is just apologize,
That's so
because
irritating.
I know, but yeah, that's what they've been told. Our people sold your people, and it's like, so when you say that to an African, what do you want? What do you want to, will the apology suffice, right? Because I feel like people need to understand that happened, right? Not to invalidate, that happened, but also we were colonized. We it wasn't we weren't there just, okay, now they've gone, now let's party time, right? We went through colonialism, and we're still feeling the effects of colonialism till this day. So it's like we we're better together than fighting each other. That's just my thoughts.
Love it. Love
I
it.
agree
She's
with
on point.
90% of what you said. The only thing that I disagree with what you're saying is I'll take the apology, but it's not warranted. And the reason why it's not warranted is because you cannot make a conscious decision when you are under duress. You can't. You can't. So even if that happened, when a person has a gun pointed at you, right? It's not the same decision. So I can't take that, and I can't ever accept that because it's not true. And the reason why it's not
Well, well, I mean, that's a whole nother art. That's a whole nother discussion. Part of what we're missing is the and maybe it's because we're all older. Um, there's a social dynamic that's going on within our youth. For those who are, I don't know, 35, 34, 33, 32, 30 and under. And and they are playing, the powers that be are playing off with this social dynamic. Um, they see the way that our youth that comes along, and then the kids who were raised, say maybe they're second generation Africans, but they're from wherever in Africa, Nigerians. Like in Columbus is a perfect example. Columbus, Ohio has a huge Somalian population, a huge Nigerian population, and a pretty decent size. It's another one I think. A nice South African population that's starting to grow. And so with that, the youth even there clash. And so what happens is that a lot of them grow up and their parents came in to America and they became business owners, like kind of like what NJ said. But what happened is now their kids are growing up and they're taking advantage of it. They took advantage of it too and became business owners. Almost half, no, more than half, I'm gonna say 65% of Black-owned businesses in Columbus, Ohio, have gone from being Black American-owned to Black African-owned. And so and they see that, and so they turn around, and now that they're having these conversations about like, yo, y'all just be on your asses and always got excuses and always mad and always blaming it on, always looking for the blame game, or it's playing victim. That victim mentality that is kind of cursed a little bit of Black America to a degree. And they see that, and then because they come, and kind of like what Afro said, they come, but they don't understand the. A lot of them come and they just come in and get to take advantage of America as it is and how it has it become as of right now. And don't understand that there was a struggle, there was a fight in these rights that they came here to, that they're enjoying. People had to fight to get. And they don't understand it. That doesn't justify the lack of appreciation or lack of taking advantage of the opportunities that young Black Americans have had. And now that we got this current administration in, that are getting stripped away when a lot of people didn't take advantage of it. So there's a social dynamic and a clash that's going on with the youth of that they're coming in and they're building and they're taking advantage of this system. And they see it, their kids see it, they point it out. And they're quick to point out, like, yo, y'all American men are like this, and American men are like that. They're like literal podcasts that are going on right now where you got these 25, 24, 23-year-old kids or young people, and they bring on South African women talking, oh, I can never date an American, Black American, because they're this or they're like that, or they're just all these different things. And now people are just kind of like what we're doing, but we're trying to have a positive conversation, but people are trying to eat off this narrative now rather than even try to make sense of it or stop the clash.
Can I just ask you a question there, Jay? When you say Africans came in and took advantage of the system, is the system just like, or these opportunities are only open to Africans, immigrants, or are those equal opportunities to even people who were born in America?
No,
Different.
those of us that are born here in America, those of us who are not African, born
Mhm.
here in America, are
Yeah.
still fighting things like redlining, um, police piping us from the schools to the prisons or the military. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of issues and problems still going on. So where we spend our dollar is like last on our list, but we
Mhm.
still have our own issues. And yes, sometimes the Africans join the conversation about those things, and they do believe what they believe, and it's not always positive. They don't always see the struggle.
Okay. So my question was really
But
about
wait a minute though.
like you say,
To answer your question a different way. Go ahead.
is it my turn? So my question was really
Yeah, go ahead.
about like
Because I was gonna
MJ
answer you,
just
but go ahead.
pointed out about police brutality. Are those police people only doing that to Americans, or they do it to all Black people? And I was asking about the opportunities that Jay was pointing out that Africans came in and took advantage of that. So I was asking, were those opportunities open to everybody, or were they like only for immigrants to come in and open those kind of businesses?
Only immigrants.
Yep. Only immigrants, because the United States, the one thing about the US, right, is built on two things, right? It's built on immigration, and it's set up for business owners, right? So if you're an immigrant and you come in the right way, you qualify for certain things that people that are born here, no matter what color they are, don't. And your other question is about, do the police target anybody that's Black, not just Black Americans? Yes. Because again, look, Manny. Look, let me show you. You cannot tell until you open your mouth that you're not Black American. You can't tell. So they don't got time to be sitting there like, okay, well, you look African, so I'm gonna let you go. Or you look Somali, I'm gonna let you go. All y'all niggas, so we gonna whoop all y'all ass. That's how they feel.
Okay, so to your point where you say there's like those opportunities were only open to immigrants. Again, I'm not qualified to say this, but from an outsider, I'm looking at, so this is the system's problem then, not necessarily the people who came in and took advantage of that. You know what I mean? Like the
Correct.
politicians and
Correct.
the
Yeah.
rules and
Yes.
the that is what needs to be corrected, because as an immigrant myself, we
Yes.
come here because we want to better ourselves. We're not coming here to just sit and, if I find an opportunity that will better me, yes, I will step in and do and take advantage of that. But if the system was fair, like not only giving me that opportunity and offering the same opportunity to somebody else, then things will not be what they are right now. So it still falls back to, I feel
Systemic
like we're
issue.
fighting the wrong people.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
whole point of it all. Yes, you're right. That's the
I
whole
agree.
point of it all, is that we are, in essence, we're going at each other about systemic. Well, that has been the story of America, systemic oppression. Um, but we're having conversations with each other. Well, not conversations, but the fighting amongst each other. And as we said, there are people who are pitting us against each other to have these conversations, instead of us turning around and being more, having dialogue with each other, like we need to fix the system. The problem is that the youth, or a lot of the younger folks, aren't having that conversation with each other either. They're just going out and just looking at the effect and never discussing the cause. And
And
that's
at
the
a
stuff you said is right.
Okay. At a bigger picture, could the system be set up so that we get to where we are today, right? Because if it's set up like that on purpose to put to pin a group of people against each other, that could be what it is. It's actually doing what it was meant to do.
Yes, yeah.
It is.
America's functioning perfect.
It
How they
is. It
designed
is.
it.
It is. It
Can I
is.
can I ask a question?
That's why. That's yeah. That's why when you just said like, why are they picking on the small minority, the Africans? That's 100% right, because systematically they make it so only a very small amount of Africans can come in. So we can easily
Mm,
point the finger like, oh, you letting them get these loans and shit at a whole bunch of people. We could do it to the Koreans. We can't do, only people we can't do it to is the Puerto Ricans because they're United States citizens. But anybody fucking else, we can do the same exact thing to. Go
The
ahead,
Afro want to
Afro.
speak up? I'm sorry.
so these Africans that we're talking about, are they illegal immigrants or have they migrated there?
Nope,
Are they there?
These are legal.
Are they legal or illegal?
they're legal.
Sorry, did you say they're
Legal.
legal?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Mm-hmm.
they're legal, so that means that they've gone through the right channels to be there, and and isn't that one of the benefits they get for being there legally? I mean, there must be rights for them, right? I can imagine someone going to the American embassy to go and apply for the visas. They don't come cheap. They're very, very expensive paying for the visas. And some of them maybe have tried once, two times, three times, spent a lot of money. And so when they come over, if they're not illegal immigrants, um, aren't they entitled to some of this? I don't know what it is the fight is
Some
about,
of
but
these rights
aren't
will
they
go.
entitled to this? I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, they're entitled to all of it. They're entitled to every penny of it, every piece of it. They're entitled to it. And to be honest with you, Afro, an African's route to get here legally is harder than anybody else's in the world, and that's the bottom line.
Right. So, I mean, I can understand if you say, oh, they're coming and they're taking the things of Black Americans, right? But is just as Manny was saying, it wouldn't be the fault of the Africans. It's
Right.
the
It's not
system.
that.
The system is designed that way to so everyone can partake. I don't know. I'm still trying
Are
to
we
figure it
sure this
out.
what this boycott is about? Because
But
everything that we learn in
Right.
history always
Oh,
N-
I actually just removed them. Sorry.
go ahead, Eddie.
Sorry.
NJ broke us down, letting us know about the riots in LA and the reason for the boycotts and the starts of it. What I'm not hearing is I'm not hearing anyone actually say why we are supposed to be boycotting African businesses.
Mm.
Like there's
Mm,
no some African guy beat down a black guy at a
mm,
store,
mm,
somebody shot somebody, there's no catalyst incident that
mm.
I'm hearing that is saying that hey, we
Mhm.
need to do this boycott because of this. So I'm really curious why this is even a conversation. Because you don't
Oh,
just boycott the boycott. There's always a catalyst or a reason or an event that pushes that to being a thing.
It's the
I know
common
the reason. I know the reason. It's a dumb reason, but I know the reason.
Okay.
Customer service.
Hmm? Customer
Yeah,
service.
I don't know, but
Can
maybe
you can you explain further?
It's
it's
my understanding that now that we have headphones that translate uh what is being overheard while in the shop is breaking down to customer service. They're not always saying the nicest things. People are hearing themselves spoken about in a derogatory manner, and it ends up being a boycott. Now, as far as I could find today when I started looking into this, I only found three accounts that actually had it directly correlated to customer service. But when I looked it all up on Copilot, Copilot gave me a nice rundown. I'll play it for you if you want me to, but they gave me a nice rundown on what it all breaks down to. It's basically customer service, and now that we have translating headphones, we know what's
okay.
being said, and we got in our feelings. We in our
Okay,
feelings.
I got you. Okay, thank you
Is
for the
this what you want to
breakdown. Because
play
yeah,
into?
I was not sure what we were doing there.
so. Can I read something to y'all? I was
Yes.
going through as we were preparing for this, and I was reading about some of the conversations that I reading about different conversations being had about this particular thing and why there is a disconnect between Black Americans and African American, well, truly African Americans, I guess nowadays. And one person commented on there with one of the disconnects is that African Americans and Americans in general ignore the historical, genetic, cultural, linguistic, and phenotypical diversity in Africa. They think all Africans are the same and have the same set culture. And just because all sub-Saharans are black, they're meant to have this African black unity thing going on between them. I never see them apply this to Europeans, for example. They would call people Italian, Spanish, Roman, etc., but if they see an African, they would just call them African and not their specific ethnicity. It's infuriating, and I don't see many people talk about it. Also, I hate how African Americans don't know their own history. They were taken from West Africa, but whenever they see a video of Africans from any part of Africa, they automatically claim it as their history or their culture ancestors when it isn't. I hate how some people assume all Africans were slaves as well. We don't all have the same history. This may also get me heavily downvoted, but African Americans also have a culture that glamorizes promiscuity, crime, and overall degeneracy, which people are now generalizing all black people with, when us Africans are nothing like that.
Whew,
Ooh,
it's a
I
lot.
agree with that though. I agree with that. Like when we see Europeans, we don't call them all Europeans. We call them by their country where they're from, right?
Mhm.
And I seen like NJ was saying, I seen a few. There's another video that's going viral right now. A lady saying African food is nasty. There's no spices or whatever. It doesn't taste good. I'm like, what is African food though? Right? I'm African and I don't know what you mean by African food because we have Nigerian food, then that's very specific. I would understand what you're talking about. I'm South African, I've never had fufu before. I see it on TikTok, right? But because I'm African, you're gonna assume that I know what you're talking about when you say that was nasty. And if you look at it though, it's so silly because that could be just that restaurant didn't put salt or didn't season their food. It does not mean that all African food tastes the same way. You know what I
Fact,
mean? It's
fact.
like the lack of like critical thinking and
Mhm.
thinking outside the box, not taking just this little thing and running with it and making it into such a big thing. Same thing as Africans don't like African American. That could be one person. I'm not saying there's no African who doesn't like African American. It could be just that person, right?
Thank you.
It does not
Say
make it
say it again,
everybody.
please. Say it one more
Yeah.
time.
So what I'm saying is like somebody not like Africans not liking African Americans. That could have been one asshole who did not like how whatever was happening there in that situation. It does not make it like all Africans don't like African Americans. And this diversity too, I mean this division too, I see it more in America than anywhere else. I grew up in South Africa, I left, I went to the UK, and then I left the UK and came to Canada. And I, in those three countries that I've lived in, I have not seen such a division between Black people as I see it in America, again, as a third, as a, somebody who's looking in from the outside.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Um, I'll just go by what everything you said is correct. And I want to add to it though by saying that Black Americans, we still struggle, and we have a lot of things in house that still need to be. We're still working our way through and figuring out America, but we are all, as much as, again, like what this person said, there was a lot of truths within there, but also a lot of someone's personal feelings added to it also. And so I can understand some things, but we Americans by nature, by not nature, but by conditioning, are ignorant to the world and how things are, and we lack critical thinking. That is why Americans who have never left this country will run around and tell you it's the greatest country in the world. We're the best at everything. And then you go look at the actual numbers and statistics, and you're like, yeah, education, we're not doing so well. This. The one thing we probably are the greatest at is opportunity. If you can play the system right, or if you pay the right person. And I don't even know, and that's what Donald Trump is making it even more now, where he's talking about people can buy themselves outright citizenship, and he wants to make it so that way. So, but the ignorance we do share along with our fellow other white Americans, if you per se, for lack of any other better thing, of our culture, the American culture. What I say to people who are, I've seen it, especially growing up, not growing up, but living most of my adult life in Columbus, is this: that everybody comes in feeling how they feel and looking down upon Americans or Black Americans, whatever case, until they get about 3 generations in. And then you know what happens to their kids? They become the lazy, not taking advantage of the system, the spoiled, the ultra privileged, the I'm not experienced what I need to feel. They become Americanized and fall into the American culture in BS machine and fall right in line like the rest of us. That's all I got, man. Yeah.
So can I
I just
ask?
feel that.
Go on, Reggie.
I just feel that because things that have happened to us, whatever, and our education system here is so fucked up that it's easy to make propaganda for us to believe it, right? So as I'm on TikTok and I'm on Facebook and things like that, you will see people say shit like, "Oh yeah, we don't look like them Africans. They don't even grow afros.
Oh
They
yeah,
don't even grow beards."
I
And
saw a
there's people
video.
that really believe that shit. They believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
All I'm gonna say
why
is, in
would you ever
America,
believe this is crazy?
I am smart as hell. If I leave these lands, I am no smarter than a box of rocks. Facts.
No, I
Uh,
don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree with that
Let
because
me
I
leave
think
the country one day and let me prove myself correct. I know
You
me.
guys,
I know me.
our experience,
you,
our
so. Can
experience in
I?
world outlook is maybe we're ignorant. It's stupid, lack of intelligence. No, ignorant. Americans ignorant. Yeah, we can be, but there are smart people with what they know. But ignorance in America, in ignorance is just lack of knowledge. Is we are very Americans are very ignorant to what is going on in the rest of the world in world knowledge.
right.
Yeah, but can I ask? So, do you think that the whole MAGA thing, has that helped or has it created even more uh, of a divide? I mean, what do
More.
you think?
I bet you MAGA came up with this whole subject matter. I bet you MAGA is the one that started the whole friggin' riff for us to have this conversation. I would put money on it. Yeah, I don't know if I put money on it. I only like a sure win, but I might put some change on it.
Because
Uh,
what better way to take focus away from the what's really going on, but put focus on things that aren't quite important. Oh, the here they go again, the blacks fighting each other, right? Here they go again. Ugh, because I don't know. It's just since this whole MAGA thing, I think it has, you know, fueled the fire. It's fueled that fire, what was there, which was, quietly just burning on the underground. But, now with MAGA thing, just fuels the whole thing. And it's crazy. It's like there will always continue to be that divide, infighting between us. But at some point, we need to be working together.
I think um I'm it's gonna sound crazy when I say this, but there's MAGA has been honestly more of a gift to us around the world.
More of
Because
a what?
now when I say it, because now we're becoming more aware. Because now when MAGA says something and we don't trust what they say, we go to see it's a lie. So when MAGA was hyping up this whole thing about white South African farmers were being killed like it's a genocide, and then a whole bunch of us started looking like, what the hell is going on? And we go look, and we're like, man, that shit ain't really happening. Man, they just sitting there, they whatever the case. So now we become aware, but then also now what we do is we become interested. Like, oh, I didn't know this was going on in South Africa. I didn't know South Africa was like that. I didn't know this was going on. It's opening our eyes and forcing us to have these conversations. It's up to us is whether we have a conversation or we have an argument. And we're trying, instead of looking for solutions, we're trying to look for understanding. We keep arguing, going back and forth, or quote unquote boycotting, which I'm gonna tell you this right now. All my fellow black Americans who's watching this to get mad. All y'all boycotts for the most part be shit. Y'all ain't boycotted shit successfully since we was Rosa Parks and the damn bus. Like none of it is what it is anymore when it comes to this boycott thing. People will boycott Gucci and everybody still run around buying Gucci 2 weeks later. People still run around watching NFL games a week later. Like we all are guilty of it, and all in our own way are fighting against the system. And South Africa has their own fights that and a lot of other countries in Africa have their own fights and their own issues, and they're still trying to get out of colonialism in some parts of Africa, and they're trying to build up, but now they got China lying to them to get their favors and be in their thing. And you got Russia, and you got all these other still European colonizers playing games at South Africa, or the brother that's over the how you say how you say the one that's they're mad about in what's the name?
Burkina Faso.
The Burkina Faso. Like they're afraid, and so they're afraid because this man is becoming inspiration to so many worldwide. And so MAGA is spotlighting these things because they fear it. And it's hopefully for those that pay attention and don't get stuck in their bubble. Like I know it made me take notes. It made me go back and look. I watch videos all the time about people that go over to different parts on the continent of Africa, but go to different parts of Africa and talk about, yo, over here there's starting to be a boom. Over here, this is this. Over in South Africa, we don't have this problem. Like Americans are so ignorant, we don't even know what's going on in Mexico. Americans think that Mexico has a drug problem. Mexico doesn't have a drug problem. Mexico has a violence problem, and Mexico gets all their guns, 90% of their guns from the United States of America. America has a drug problem, but America likes to, instead of taking care of and getting its own people right, America likes to point the finger at everybody else. And Unfortunately, we Americans have adapted or been indoctrinated into that thought process, into that way of thinking, in that way of belief. And we fall into it too. That's why you get Black American actors and rappers and whatever case, they go around the world and they're arrogant, they're cocky, they feel like, yo, it's a blessing for me to be here, until hopefully they come across the right people in these countries that humble them or educate them. And that's what we need, is more conversations to help us educate. Instead of fighting and boycotting, we need more Black Americans to go and support. And we also need more Black Africans that come over to also help support and push. We need each other more than ever what's going on right now in this world. Because I'm telling you, they are trying to turn this man and this movement, because it's happening not just in America, it's happening in Europe, and it's happening in a lot of other places. This movement, this far-right movement, the alt-right movement, whatever they want to call, they're trying to create the second coming of Hitler in so many words. And we all have to be on our P's and Q's. Sorry about that, Reggie.
Can I
just
go on, Reggie?
yeah, I just feel like, but like I said earlier, I just feel like there's a lot of things that we can boycott. And one thing again that I don't like, right? I don't like any form of cooning, right? And however you look at this situation, if you feel like you're going to boycott a black business, they're Africans, they are black. So that's what you're doing. And then let's be realistic about it, right? I mean, the reason why you're going to support most of these African businesses, especially if we're talking about the hair shops, is because you know that they're the best at this shit. That's why you fuck with them, right? A lot of these people, their hair is so fucking short and so fucking nappy that the only people that can braid that shit is Africans. Stop it. So I don't know why people are even taking it to that level, because you know you're going to keep dealing with them, because ain't nobody else going to braid your hair better than them, right? And ain't nobody else prices better than them. The end.
I think it's a shame that in 2025 we don't ever stop to think, why do I believe what I believe? You know, you
Mm-hmm,
hear a
mm-hmm,
little
mm-hmm.
story out of a TikTok video and you run with it. Like one person goes and have a bad experience at a hair shop and just says that, and then everybody just believes that and not even know the other side of the story and runs with it, right?
Sheep
Like,
mentality.
what's that?
Sheep mentality. Followers.
Yeah,
Exactly. You
sheep
know,
mentality.
going back to what you were saying about farmers in South Africa, even that, like when we're looking at the population there and the statistics, how many white farmers are being persecuted for that? Like you will find that is 6 out of millions. And then they take the six and make a story out of that, and then the whole world just believes that's what it is
Propaganda to the
without
sheep.
research behind it.
Mhm. Propaganda to the sheep. Go ahead, Afro.
Oh, just on a lighter note, wanted to talk about passport bros. So,
Ah,
so
we're going to get into it now.
passport bros, right? I just think, okay, um, when we're putting spotlight on, okay, what the Africans are doing, and but what about when the Americans go to the other parts of the world? Then what happens then, right? It
Mhm.
was one time I saw this video of this man. He was saying, "Come over to what country was it? I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Kenya. Yeah, I think it was Kenya. He was like, come over to Kenya. The girls here, they would treat you like a king. They would do this." And he was just going on and on and on about, the girls over there being very, they treat Americans as king, right? And all these things. And, a lot of people were like, of course they will treat you like a king because you brought some dollars. So yeah, just wanted to say, okay, that's how the African Americans feel. But then when the African American goes over to other people's countries, then what happens then? It's like you can't really single out the Africans, right? It's like everywhere we go, people, you have the bad ones, you have the good ones, right?
Yes.
So even like with the passport bros, they go out to these places and they misbehave, right? But it's just the nature of people.
Listen, I agree with you, but I just don't feel that that men really created passport bros. I think that it's been going on since the beginning of time. If you really think about it, how Stella got her groove back, that is passport bros. She was a older woman, pushing 50, going down to Jamaica, buying some young, cheap dick. So bad that she brought him all the way back to the United States. She was tricking hard. I mean, hard, hard. She is a John. She is a sugar daddy. But everybody does it.
And you know
So,
what nobody likes to remember from that movie? That young man's parents was mad at Stella. Like we had plans for
mm,
him to go to doctor school. He was supposed to be a
mm,
doctor.
mm.
And she was like, well, I could take him to the Americas and make him a doctor. Huh?
I ain't
And
gonna
with
lie.
what
I didn't
what
want.
Afro was saying though, with passport bros, they forget too that we were fed propaganda as well about Americans. We they just know that they're women, about sex and guns and all that. That's what we were fed, and then we come out here and have to experience nice African Americans who are not about that as well, right? It's up to us to say, okay, this is what I grew up knowing or hearing or being taught, but is it the truth? What is the truth behind everything else, right? Like African Americans were taught that Africa is poor and all those things. I seen those poor people too on TV. I did not know there was parts of Africa that was like that. There's no African kid who sits there and let a fly in their mouth and eat it, or not even swat it. That's ridiculous, right?
I didn't
It's a
post it.
propaganda that was fed to the world, and the world believed that's what Africa was. Same
Sally
thing.
Struthers did that. I think that was her name. Was that her name? Sally Struthers?
It probably was. They say there's a Sally Struthers. I don't know if it was her, but there's a Sally Struthers.
Yeah. All them late night commercials with yeah,
Right.
that was her. That was her.
Of those kids with flies flying in their eyes and they're not even swatting a
Okay,
fly.
can I?
That's
All right. So can I
ridiculous.
speak on the
There was
passport
37
bros
cent.
thing? Yep. Can I speak on the passport bros thing? All right. I Reggie is right. It's been going on. It's more of a social media. It's social. A lot of this stuff is social media constructs or social media things that just blow up and profit, and people create them and take advantage of them, and they run with it and make it more because it's going to give them content and more eyes, and people are going to be sheep, and other men will believe it and follow it. It's just advertisement that now we ourselves get to partake in and make stupid other advertising. What I will say that is there another social issue amongst Black American women and Black American men? Yes. Has that grown throughout time for maybe some of the same reasons we discussed on here? Yes. I will say myself as a man who is in an interracial marriage. My wife is Mexican. I, for one, never ever in my life once said that I will not date a Black woman. Never once. I've only dated Black women until I met whatever came until I got with my wife. And even then, it's a challenge because of a lot of the cultural differences that is there that makes things a little bit more difficult at times. But I don't respect men who are like, I won't date Black women. I don't respect men who are like, I don't know. I get your choice is your choice. If you want to stick with your people, stick with your people. Whatever your case is, I just don't do it out of hate or ignorance. I didn't pick her because of her race. I just picked her because she's able to put up with my trifling, goofy, stupid ass self. Um, and so that's what I have, but I can't speak for the next man. But what I wanted to also add to that is that I had I wanted to remember what part Everton was from Africa. He's my neighbor. And when I was going in Columbus, a lot of Nigerians, he was Nigerian, he was something else. But why do a lot of African men come over to America or come to other countries and they love big, there's nothing wrong with big women, but they love big women.
People,
You
dudes
you
here
you
too.
didn't see the movie? You didn't
No,
see the movie with
they love big women.
you didn't see the movie with Thick Madame? Oh God, what was that woman's name that played in that movie? I don't remember. But yeah, there was a whole movie about that. Had big women everywhere running straight over there to the continent because they was gonna get themselves an an African doctor because they
Mm-mm.
like them big, according to this movie. I can't think of the movie all of a sudden. My daughter watches it all the time. I can't believe I can't remember it.
So look, to touch on Jamar's point, right? Um, Statistically, right? Who has more children, black men or black women?
Hmm?
Black women. Black women. You know what that means?
Black black women have more children.
Black women have more children than black men in the United States. You know what that means? You know how they
No.
Tell
make it.
me.
You know how they have this stereotype that I mean, interracial dating, having children, interracial. I have no problem. One of my sisters, her mother is white, right? But there's this stereotype that black men that they interracial date and go to white women more. That's not true. It's really the other way around. Black women have more children than black men, which means they interracial date and have more children with other races than black men do, and that's a fact.
Right, right.
Yes, because I'm with Jay. All my grandkids is Guatemalan. All my in-laws are Guatemalan. I'm doing crash courses in Spanish right now because I know I got to go meet the family, and I want to be able to understand when they speaking to me. So
Can
it
I
happened.
can I just point out something that makes me realize that this boycott might just I think people just need to think it through. For example, you see an African business, right? So
Hmm.
everything screams African business. So you want to boycott the African. Whatever you're trying to do, you want it to affect the pockets of the African, right? Because for whatever reason. Now, what if that African who owns that business is married to an American, right? When I say American, I mean an African American, right? So you're not just affecting the African, you're also in turn affecting the African American. So I don't know if by boycotting the business, you're going to be able to achieve whatever it is you're planning to achieve. For example, I remember here in the UK, there was some terrorist activities years ago, and these people, went and they caused some real chaos in the underground system, and some of the people that died were Muslims, right? Some of the people, so the people who were committing this act were Muslims trying to fight the West, but you end up taking out the lives of Muslims as well. So it's like, how is this effective? How is this supposed to help? So I don't know. It's just a point, just something to note when people are boycotting is, you know, you might just be hurting your own in the process. So
I agree.
Love it.
And
Facts. Sorry.
second generation, after that, they black Americans. So that's a waste of time. What if they got children? They your friends and shit, right?
I will say, as a Black American, it frustrates me that I do not know my total uh, background as far as where my ancestors have come from. Um, it bothers me only because it's like wanting to know and maybe learning to embrace, and also at the same time, like that doesn't mean that I hate being American either, or that I hate some of these liberties and freedoms that I do have, or rights that I do have. Like you can You can be disappointed in the circumstances, but still appreciate the opportunities that you do get. You have. I love people. I love black women. I love people. I don't know, no Diddy, but I just love people. I think that we are all beautiful in our own way. And I see, and I have a habit, and my wife gets mad because she thinks of it other than what it is. And I have, maybe it's me correcting myself. I'll see a random black woman out. Doesn't matter what she looks like. Doesn't matter if she's way older or I don't know, an adult. And even young teenage girls, and I'm like, "How you doing, Queen?" I see my sisters, or I see these black women out there. No matter where she's from, and I say, "How you doing, Queen?" It's just how I am, and I think that it's just, I don't know. It's just like, I love my wife, and her race isn't important. I don't know why I keep saying it, but her race isn't important. But I still have such love, maybe because my mother is a strong black woman, and was just raised to appreciate a strong, a black woman, period. But my mother just always told me, you will respect women. You will respect a black woman. And yes, my mother also taught me about that. Yes, I can never teach you to be a man, but you need to also respect black men. Women should respect black men. Y'all should respect each other. But every time I see a sister, I'm like, "Hey, Queen, how you doing?" It's just how I was raised. And I don't think my wife gets mad because she thinks it's flirting. And that's period.
Jay. I'm gonna need you to live a safer life. I'm gonna need you to live a safer life. I have witnessed this through my in-laws, and I'm gonna need you to live a safer life. Yeah, you can't compliment nobody except your mama. You can't even compliment your sisters. Cousins ain't cousins no more. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to live a safer life.
I'm saying so. Boycott or no boycott? I mean, are we still? Are you guys still allowing visitors in? Because me, I'm planning to come and visit soon. So, but when with all this whole thing in the news of ICE, it's like America has become a scary place. So, I'm I'm still going to come and visit. But my goodness, yeah. It's been on the news a lot here,
Don't
right?
don't don't
Oh,
don't let them scare you away. I want you to come visit. Just like I
okay,
want to come over there and ride the train. I want to be on the train.
okay.
You see, when I first visited America, I was afraid of black people because
I
because
hear that a lot.
I was
I
told you are the only ones that carry
Whoa.
guns. I was
No.
afraid of black
Oh,
Oh
people
my
because of
hear
that.
God.
that.
Oh my
wow,
God.
wow.
Yeah.
Listen,
So
listen.
yeah,
Try being black in America and carrying a gun. See how well it works out. Trust me, we ain't got
Right,
right.
this.
right. You're gonna get killed. You're gonna get killed.
I
You
had to
flex
have
again.
that experience to realize that that's not what it is, right?
Mhm.
But first time going there, that's the mentality I had. I've been told that's all you guys are about, right? So now I get to experience. I did not want to interact with anybody black because we were told you're always angry. You get angry over anything. You might just shoot me for just passing by or whatever, right? So I was just so afraid. And everybody told me to avoid restaurants. They're like, they shoot up restaurants for no reason. Don't go to restaurants. Don't go to crowded places. I sat in my hotel room for a long time.
I'm deleting you, man. I swear I'm
But
deleting you, Manny. I swear. Too tight. Get
No,
out.
no, no. Like I said, I've had different experiences now. I know
but you
better.
must you must understand propaganda is you get the worst news, you get
Yeah.
the wrong, like here in the UK, right? Whenever the news is going on, right, it's you only get the bad news, you only, and it's on repeat, right? So you can have there's 24-hour news stations, right, and it is continuous, right? Whatever Trump is doing, oh my, it's all over the place. I remember the insurrection. Oh, they made such a big deal about that insurrection. It was like, oh, look, the Americans are doing this. And it's the news. They just make things 10 times worse than what it really is. And, the propaganda, that thing, it can be really strong, right? So, unfortunately, it's just the things that we hear, the things that we're told, until you get there and see, something completely different. And this is why I, you know, encourage people to travel. I encourage people to, come out of your comfort zone, come out of your little bubble, right? Go visit other places, and you see that, it's like life is not that small little globe you think it is. It's way bigger. So yeah, boycott or not, you're not going to stop me coming. I'm still coming.
Let's do
Hey,
it.
NJ, NJ, earlier when you said people, the main thing you heard about was customer service and people being spoken about in a nasty manner. That is everywhere though. Like we get our nails done at a Chinese nail store. They're not saying nothing nice about us, right?
No.
You there's lots of like I where I live, it's rare for me to come across a black person. So I'm gonna be the talk, right? Just for me being black. I don't even have to do anything for people to say nasty things about me. I just have to walk in as a black
And just
woman.
so you recognize and understand, this is just the latest and the greatest. When those translation headphones came out, yeah, we went through the nail shops. Yeah, we went through the nail shop. This is just the latest. This is just the latest. And you know what? After everything is said and done, and the way nails are being done now, it's kind of like a dying industry. It's not really as much as it was. Um, but it's still there. It still exists. I'm not saying it's going to die tomorrow, but things take time to die out as technology comes along, and we figure out that press on nails work better than the nails that we get done in the shop. And when you realize that we used to pay $40 to get our nails and toes done, and now it costs $400 to get your nails and toes done. It's a process. It's a process. Americans are very used to this process. We watch things come, we watch it get hot, we watch people make money, and then we watch it die. Just like the internet. It's a process of the Americas.
Mm.
But Manny though, the reason why they be saying that we always angry and shit like that is because we be fighting back. All right. So they say shit and we be like, okay, do you want to fight? Because we're not worried about them. You feel me? We come in contact with them so much, and our parents done told us so much shit, and we done seen so much shit that it's just to the point where it's just what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that we aggressive or we angry and shit. We just not fucking scared of your ass. Period. But to your point, when I went to Jamaica, I was scared as fuck. I was scared as fuck. And the reason why I was scared is because of things I seen on TV. And then I started realizing, okay, so a gun costs the same amount here as it do there. Do they really got it? No. Where's the most dangerous place in the world, Reggie? The United States. Why am I scared of black people? I'm black. And it was over with.
I can't wait till I get to go to the island. It's probably going to be a stopover, but that's not the point. I'm gonna be like, fam, I stopped. I touched the ground. I'm out. On to the next island.
So I understand how propaganda works. And I mean, I'm not trying to say that, there's not people there or here that are, some assholes, but it's not it's not like that. And I know same thing with Africa, right? You can't tell me that these people are walking around with fucking AK-47s. You're telling me that they starving and got flies on their face, but they got fucking AK-47s that don't track.
You know what, Reggie? Next time we have a get together before we get started, I'm gonna tell you the story of my daughter when she went to go visit the family in Guatemala, and then we can have that same discussion again.
For sure. And where'd Jamar go?
Like did all the gentlemen
So
leave? They just left you with all the women, Reggie. Look at that. They couldn't handle it, Reggie. They just left you all the women. You just gotta bounce back and forth between three beautiful women that have your undivided attention. Oh my
Mm-mm-mm.
goodness.
Lucky
Oh
We're
you.
my
well,
listening,
we've been
Lucky
here
Reggie.
for a
you.
while.
Lucky you, Reggie.
We're listening,
Right,
Reggie.
right. Lucky me. But I know it's getting late where you're at, Afro. What time is it there?
1:23 a.m.
oh my goodness. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Right?
Good night. Good night.
1:23 a.m. Yeah, but
So,
Reggie asked if I could be here. Why not? I'll be here.
and
Well,
I
thank you.
appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
My
I'll
overall
try to
Hmm?
take
catch
on
you in the
it.
mornings from now on when I see you on.
Reggie,
I
you were
was gonna say
saying?
my overall take on it is it's pointless. And if we're gonna boycott something, there's Target, there's Walmart, and there's other ethnic groups. If that's what we want to be on, it's
Mm,
pointless. So I would say support all black businesses August 1st, especially African businesses.
I agree. It is pointless, really.
it is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely pointless unless you got personal beef, in which case
Mm,
that's your personal beef. But here's my thing when it comes to the Walmarts and the Targets and the other places that we are supposed to be boycotting, 10 years standing strong. I'm still mad about the cigarettes I got to pay taxes on when I buy it, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Well, it's about time to get out of here. I want to thank Afro for coming on. I want to thank you again, Manny, for coming on. NJ, definitely thank you. Jamar, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for D80 for stopping by. Thank you, Activist Agnostic, for stopping by. Thank you, Ouija666 for stopping by. Thank you, Jessica, for stopping by. Thank you, My Life POV for stopping by. Who else? A lot of people stopped by. Thank all the people that stop by to see Afro, my so-called life, uh, and everybody else. I'll be back Sunday with Faith Lies and Confusion. Don't have a title yet, but I thank everybody for stopping by again. Good night.
Sounds good. Good night, everybody.